Once again, we have a new tornado warning. This one is across the southern parts of Acadiana. There's actually two tornado warnings, two separate tornado warnings for your area there. It almost looks like there's multiple vortices trying to rotate around the center of that. If I had to put a guess on it right now, 100 to 130 miles per hour.
And if you look very closely at your screen, Acadiana, you can see twin tornadoes.
Wow.
This is in New Iberia.
It looks like as if they're merging to get like dancing with each other, merging together. Look at that.
We heard the loud noise like a train was coming through. We ran into our x-ray room. When it passed through, we came to the front of the office building, and we seen that the windows of our medical office building across the street were blown out, and some of the buildings of the hospital on the sides were blown out also. And it's a really big, large oak tree in front of our office. The branches are all blown off of that.
I just had such an uneasy feeling about today with the way our weather, how warm it's been versus what was coming. You know, this stuff happens from time to time, and the thing that kills me is, you know, you make the phone calls to start checking in on people. You hope they answer.
The building, there's the glass windows of the buildings are blown out. It looks like a suspected tornado may have blew through here coming across the field.
And I'm like, man, we got 20 minutes to make a decision. I'm calling my producer, Devonna Dager, who works with us in the morning, and I'm like, man, we're going to bob out of here. And I take storms serious, man. I've been through Hurricane Katrina.
So the Southport neighborhood down here, then it crossed Admiral Drive, and then it moved across, it looks like 90, medical center here, and then moved up into this State Road. That's where it ended right there. By looking at the damage, probably at least an EF2 if I had to guess.
Over here on State Drive was a kind of ground zero where it exactly happened. As you can see behind me, we have a kind of very dismantled house. This is actually a dentist's office.
One of our mothers of our patient was sitting in the front waiting room, and she happened to see it come from across the bayou, come from Iberia Medical Way, and we all ran and huddled. Ears were ringing and starting to pop. The pressure was really, really high, and you can hear things crashing, hitting everything, and then the water started pouring from the ceilings.
Pictures here of the medical center, and you can see there it did a pretty good damage to that tree, and a lot of windows blown out.
And as you can see right over top of my head, just destruction, sheer destruction.
Behind us you can see only just a fraction of the damage to this area. Homes are heavily damaged along with the vehicles of the people who live here.
The fortunate thing about this here, we have no deaths reported. We do have some injuries, and we had a few people, somewhere around 6 was in the hospital at the time of the tornadoes, so 5 of those people have been treated.
This is something we see sometimes after a major storm, and a lot of those times there are disaster declarations made. Is anything like that going to be available to the people of New Iberia and Iberia Parish?
Absolutely. When I leave from here, I'm going to the courthouse to sign the declaration. And, legal is actually preparing it right now for me. So I'll be signing the declaration in about maybe 30 minutes or so.
Volunteers, people around here to help, delivering pizzas, delivering water. What does that say about your community?
That's the community. That's the community that I live in. We have a lot of people that like to help out. And it happens all the time. No matter what's going on in Iberia Parish, any type of disaster, you're going to find people coming about to help us.
Let's take a look at some of this video. First, you're going to see those stairs without a railing. The awning is gone, and the roof to that apartment is across the canal in a sugarcane field. It begins to get a little worse as you matriculate throughout the neighborhood, where several vehicles and brick walls are completely collapsed.
As you can see just right above my head there, and one of the panels, they're there fixing the glass. Yes, they're in cleanup mode.
You can see the tin wrapped around that post right there, which is one of the main distribution lines. To News 10's Dawson D'Amico on State Drive.
Yes, absolutely, Dalford. Right here I'm on State Drive, which is about ground zero of where one of those 2 tornadoes that you mentioned actually hit ground. As you can see right behind me, this actually was a dentist's office. Dr. Mark Duran was in his office, and he said that he had clients getting fixed, and they were getting their teeth done when everything just started happening.
We've got so many calls of people helping us and you know, checking on us and everything like that. And our office is destroyed. I've actually got a couple of calls about being able to use a vacant office for the time being.
I'm going to bring in now News 10's Rodrika Taylor. Rodrika, you had a chance to speak with some of the families just next door to the apartment complex. Over in the mobile home park,
I talked to one resident, and he says he is 62 years old. He has been living in that area since 1994, and what happened today is something that he has never experienced.
And by the time I got out of my chair to my door, I couldn't open my door up. I couldn't move. I couldn't do nothing. My trailer was shaking so hard, and I seen everything just flying all over the place. It was the worst 3 seconds of somebody's life.
I could hear windows breaking and everything flying around. Ran into the hallway, me and my wife, and it only lasted about 2 or 3 minutes. But then you can see all the damage that occurred.
We have a lot of damage. Many people lost their homes. We have about 5 or 6 trailers that are severely damaged, plus apartment complexes. So it's not a good day. The bright side is there are no fatalities and no major injuries, so we're blessed because of that.
We rarely see around here. That's stuff you see out in Oklahoma, Texas, Nebraska, Kansas, those areas.
As we get around to the rear of this building, I want to show you guys something, just the sheer strength of this storm. You look up there, you'll see that an entire section of brick was blown out from that room. Pictures left on the wall as part of the damage. Now, as we turn around, I want to show you guys something. About 80 yards away, it might look like a mound of dirt to you, but that is the roof of the building we just showed you. And that's how strong this storm was. Roughly 120-mile-an-hour winds took the roof off of that apartment building, carried it 80 yards away into a sugarcane field.
It only took less than 5 minutes for this tornado to rip all of these bricks off of this dance studio, and it ripped the partial roof off of this daycare behind me.
Franny Boffett built this dance studio when she was only 19. Now 69 years old, she says the damage from the tornado will not stop her from teaching her students.
It's my love. I've been doing it for so long, you know, and it's just been my baby for 50 years, you know, so we have to rebuild.
We have damage inside the house, the room's total loss, but we saved our lives. Thank God for that. I mean, we're safe.
Larry Broussard Jr. also thanking God for small blessings through this tragedy.
I walked to the front door, unlocked it, and my tree's still standing here with the presents. They're damp, but we can rewrap them.
While you can now see the sky from his living room and his sunroom is completely gone, he's thankful.
We came out of this good. I don't want to go through it again. My wife can't handle this.